Good morning. My name is Lloyd Center. I'm the Fire and EMS Chief for Chesterfield County. Joining me this morning is Chief Jeff Katz with the Chesterfield County Police Department, Captain Joe Harvey from the Chesterfield Fire Marshal's office. The purpose of this press conference is to provide you with the information that we can at this time about a tragic fire that occurred overnight in Chesterfield County. Please understand that there is an ongoing investigation into the incident, and some details may be incomplete or change as more information is learned. Because it is an active investigation, there will be some information that is known but cannot be released at this time. At 12:11 a.m. this morning, the Chesterfield 911 Center received a report of a house fire in the 9900 block of Glass Drive. That's in the Mayfair Estates subdivision near the intersection of Courthouse Road and Hull Street Road. While fire and EMS and police units were en route to the scene, there was a report that someone possibly was still inside the building. Engine 24 arrived first on scene at 12:17 a.m. and found a two-story, single-family dwelling with heavy fire on the first floor in the front of the residence, with high heat and heavy smoke conditions throughout the first and second floors. Firefighters immediately began searches of the first floor, assisted by the second and third arriving engine companies, while at the same time an aggressive attack on the main body of fire was initiated. Battalion Chief 3 arrived on scene at 12:19 a.m., and as he was completing a rapid scene survey before assuming command of the incident, he was advised by an individual at the scene that there could be 6 occupants trapped inside the residence. The battalion chief assumed command of the incident and immediately requested a second and third alarm, along with 5 additional ambulances. One victim was located deceased in the room of fire origin, and several other victims were located on the first floor and removed by firefighters. Multiple other victims were located on the second floor and were removed by firefighters using ladders at the rear of the residence. All victims removed by firefighters received advanced life support care and were transported by ambulances to various local hospitals. A total of 8 patients were transported by ambulances to local hospitals. The incident was declared under control at 1:53 a.m. Sadly, in addition to 1 fatality at the incident scene, another 3 victims have been pronounced dead at the hospital, bringing the total deaths in this incident to 4, including 1 adult and 3 children. Another 3 victims are in critical condition at this time. The fire is under investigation by the Chesterfield Fire Marshal's office in conjunction with the Chesterfield Police Department. The cause of death will be determined by the medical examiner. Investigators are working to establish the relationships, ages, and next of kin of the victims, so names and ages of the victims are not available at this time. Our hearts go out to the families that have been impacted so deeply by this tragedy. I would like to end by commending the courageous efforts of our fire and EMS crews who were faced with insurmountable odds this morning when they arrived at a very complex and dangerous incident. Without hesitation, they put their training and preparation to work, went into harm's way, and worked as a cohesive team to fight the fire, rescue entrapped occupants, and provide the best possible care to those who were injured. I couldn't be prouder of our entire public safety team, including our dispatchers, our fire and EMS personnel, our volunteers, and our Chesterfield police officers who worked together seamlessly in this event. This concludes my statement, and we will provide you with additional information as it becomes available. Please understand that we have a great deal of work to do over the weekend in processing this scene. Our investigators will be interviewing a lot of witnesses and some of the victims who can handle the interviews at this time. We will not be releasing any additional information over the weekend, so we please ask that you not reach out for updates, and we will provide those as soon as we can. As I said before, this is an active, ongoing investigation, so we're limited as to what we can say, and there's still a lot of information that we do not yet know. I'll be happy to open the floor for any questions that we didn't cover at this time that we're able to answer.
Sir?
Yes?
Would you be able at this time to give us an age range of the victims, or as close to the ages that you might know as possible?
The question is, can we provide ages or age ranges of the victims at this time? And we would not feel comfortable doing that. We are still doing interviews. We believe we're dealing with a blended family here, And so we're trying to make sure that we've got the right person, the age, and a lot more has to be done as part of the investigation to be able to release that information.
So, and I know details are difficult to be released at this point, but for lack of a better way to phrase it, how were they trapped? Why couldn't they get out? Did they not wake up? Were there not smoke detectors? Were there furniture or apparatus in the house that was causing a blockage?
So that will all be part of the investigation, and we'll learn more, again, through the medical examiner's report. We do know that the individual that we first found that was perished in the home was in the room of origin. We'll be able to provide more details once that part of the investigation is completed. The others, some were located on the first floor, others were on the second floor. And they were removed by firefighters. For whatever reason, they were not able to get out, or they did not have enough advance warning to get out, and all of that will be determined as part of the investigation at this point.
All right, I just want to give other people a chance. Okay, you had mentioned room of origin. Can you say where you think this fire might have started?
So it appears, I don't know, Captain, if you'd like to talk about that as far as the room of origin? Go ahead.
So at this time, preliminarily, we feel that the room of origin is a bedroom. So that is, where one of the victims was, or one of the fatalities was located. And then the rest of the information is just, it's going to be an ongoing investigation.
How many victims did firefighters actually remove from the home physically? We witnessed several firefighters carrying out victims and doing CPR. So can you tell us who, sir, was physically carried out, and then if they were given CPR?
I can speak specifically of 4 that I know of that were brought out of a second floor window by firefighters. The other ones were in the process of trying to interview those crews to see exactly what their actions were, and again, that's just part of this investigation.
So there were 4 that were taken, I guess there was a ladder, and they took them out of the house, okay, of the second floor, and then the other victims, we're not sure at this point.
That's correct.
Do you know how many were administered CPR by firefighters?
I do not.
Okay, but multiple, you saw this multiple.
Yes.
Was there any assistance from any other agencies as far as outside towns or?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Some of us have been here a long time, work with Harvey family case. Is there anything to suggest that something happened before this fire started, or is it too early?
Preliminarily, we do not believe so.
Who called in the fire? I'm assuming neighbors, or was it anyone inside the house?
The 911 call that we received was from a neighbor.
Can you tell us how many adults at least are among the victims?
At this
or
time,
people rescued?
At this time, unfortunately, as Chief Center said, this is a blended family, and we want to give courtesy to those families to make sure that we're notifying the appropriate next of kin. So we really don't want to give ages, male, female, just out of common courtesy to those families until we can make those notifications.
And again, we will provide you with information as it becomes available. I'm sorry that we don't have more to share with you this morning, but please be patient with us, and we're going to continue to work this case over the weekend and probably for the days to come. Thank you for being here, and again, thanks to all of our public safety team who you can call on at a moment's notice, and they will step into harm's way to make sure that our residents are cared for as best they can. Thank you.